The first scream didn't sound human. It ripped through the wet London air like something torn from the belly of a machine, metallic, strangled, wrong. Detective Rowan Hale froze on the stone steps leading down to the Thames embankment, unsure whether he had heard a living person or the city's own ghost crying out. London had many, but this scream, this one felt directed at him. And it shouldn't have been possible, because the message waiting on his mobile that morning, and signed untraceable, undeniably intentional, had promised, "I know who Jack the Ripper was." And he's not done. Rowan had returned to London only 3 weeks earlier, hoping to bury his family's broken history. But the city never let anyone bury anything. Not the dead, not the secrets, not the sins clinging to every alley like damp wallpaper. Especially not the sins of the Hale family. He had spent 10 years abroad after fleeing the fallout of his mother's disappearance, a case the tabloids feasted on, tearing his family apart. She'd vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a wooden box containing Victorian-era newspaper clippings about Jack the Ripper, every headline circled in red ink, every victim's name underlined twice. Rowan's father claimed not to know why she kept them. Rowan never believed him. And now, with his father dying in a care home and whispering guilty half-confessions through morphine fog, Rowan returned home to a London that fell hungry. Dr. Lila Merrick, forensic genealogist, met Rowan at the archives that gray morning. She looked haunted, as though she'd aged years since they last spoke in university. They'd shared a brief, intense romance before she abruptly ended it without explanation. Now she handed him a sealed plastic evidence pouch. Inside was a scrap of aged cloth, torn and stained with something long dried. "I ran the DNA," she whispered. "It matches a living lineage. And Rowan, it's your lineage." He felt a cold pressure behind his ribs. "You think someone in my family was Jack the Ripper?" She didn't answer. She didn't need to. Instead, she handed him a modern photograph taken 3 days earlier of a woman at a market stall, her profile half-turned, Rowan's mother. The mother who'd vanished 20 years ago. The mother who should have been dead. "I followed her," Lila said. "She disappears into alleys like she knows them by heart. And Rowan, she met with someone. A man. He wore gloves even indoors." Rowan's throat tightened. "Why didn't you come to me earlier?" Lila's voice cracked. "Because I didn't know if you were part of it." The next days unfolded like a fever dream. Anonymous messages arrived hourly. Photos of Rowan as a child, pages torn from his mother's notebooks, GPS coordinates marking the sites of the original Ripper murders, each accompanied by the same 3 words. "He is back." His father, drifting in and out of lucidity, muttered fragments of a past Rowan never knew existed. "We tried to stop him, her obsession, the inheritance, blood remembers." One night the caregiver swore Rowan's mother visited him at 3 a.m. "The woman with the violet eyes," she said. Rowan's mother had violet eyes. The tension between Rowan and Lila thickened. She seemed too prepared, too knowledgeable. He caught her photographing documents from his father's study. When confronted, she didn't deny it. "You don't know what your family really is," she whispered. And he saw the unease twisting behind her eyes. Fear mixed with something sharper, almost like guilt. Then came the new body in Whitechapel, positioned almost identically to the Ripper's second victim. The public only knew the broad strokes, but Rowan saw the detail the killer meant for him alone. A Hale family crest ring pinned to the victim's coat. His ring, the one he'd lost 2 days earlier. Cold nausea spread through him. Someone wanted him framed. Or someone wanted him to claim a legacy they believed he was born for. Rowan and Lila dug through records, journals, asylum admissions, piecing together a pattern so disturbing it felt staged. Each generation the Hale bloodline marked by a violent disappearance or unsolved crime. And each kept relics of the Ripper investigation. What if the Ripper wasn't just one man? Lila suggested, what if it was a lineage? A belief passed down. Rowan hated that it made sense. Then Lila vanished. Her notebook was found abandoned in her flat, open to a final, frantic entry. "It's not her. Rowan, it's not your mother. It's..." The sentence ended in a slash of ink. Beside it was a fingerprint belonging to Rowan's father. Rowan confronted his father as rain pelted the care home windows. "Tell me who she met," he demanded. "Tell me who's doing this." His father's voice rasped, "Not who what?" Suddenly lucid, he gripped Rowan's wrist. "It was never your mother. She ran because she suspected the truth, because she feared he would choose you." "Who?" Rowan shouted. His father's tears streaked down his withered cheeks. "Your brother." Rowan froze. "I don't have a brother." "Yes," the dying man whispered. "You do." The admission shattered every truth Rowan thought he had. Minutes later, his father slipped into stillness, leaving Rowan with a monstrous revelation. A location ping from Lila's phone, a derelict shipping yard by the Thames. Rowan went alone, inside a rusted warehouse. He found Lila tied to a chair, bruised but alive. Standing behind her was a man who looked almost exactly like Rowan. Same bones, same height, the same violet-flecked eyes. "I've waited so long," the man said softly. "Mother hid me to protect you, but I am the one chosen. I carry the ritual. I carry the blood." Rowan's voice shook. "You killed them?" "No," the man whispered. "We killed them. Our lineage did. I'm simply continuing what our ancestor began." Rowan lunged. The room exploded into chaos. Screams, crashing metal, frantic blows. Lila kicked herself free. A final struggle, a violent fall, then a thud that echoed like an ancient verdict. When silence finally settled, the man lay motionless on the concrete. But when the police arrived minutes later, the body was gone. Rowan spent weeks in a hospital, his memory fogged, his story doubted. No charges were filed, but suspicion followed him like shadowy breath. Investigators found inconsistencies, gaps that made Lila seem complicit. Others believed Rowan invented the brother. Others suspected a Hale family conspiracy. With no physical evidence, no body, no DNA, the case dissolved. Rowan's mother was never found. The DNA results vanished from archives without explanation. The city collectively chose to forget, but Rowan could not. Some nights, he feels eyes watching him through the fog. Sometimes he sees a silhouette that mirrors his own. And sometimes, when the air is cold enough, he hears a whisper near his ear. Blood remembers. And if the body that vanished from the warehouse truly belonged to Rowan's hidden brother, then who was the second set of footprints leaving the scene? And if it wasn't him, who or what is continuing the Ripper's work now?